Hello everyone, Kaiser here once again. Today I'm going to play a wrestling game, which is WWF SmackDown 2 Know Your Role for the PS1. This game came out in the year of 2000, during the latter stage of the Attitude Era in
Ladies and gentlemen,
WWF.
this is proof anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
I'm his chair on commentary. Now the intro. This is such a cool intro. Just enjoy it.
Welcome to SmackDown! Oh my God, this is great! We can have a new champion! No!
You will step into the ring with the game.
It can't happen! I can't believe it! The stakes can't be higher! This isn't big enough! What will happen tonight on SmackDown?
Wasn't that so awesome? Alright. The SmackDown series, before we had the WWE 2K games, we had a SmackDown series. Made by the Jack Specifics and published by THQ. Loading times. Remember those? In the PS1 and Saturdays. Okay. We're gonna play some matches to see what it looks like. Let's check out the special kind of matches. Let's see the gimmick matches we have. Okay, let's start with the cage match. What are you gonna pick? Stone Cold Steve Austin, naturally. Against The Undertaker. Undertaker here was going through a biker phase. Let's look up the rules. Well, match length 15 minutes, but I mean, technically there should be no length. It should be until someone wins, but whatever. It's not gonna last this long, and you can only select between 3 arenas, it seems, which is a shame. The slow loading times from the PS1 and Sega Saturn days. Always a bit tough to get back to those. Now, the entrances. Now, there's no ring announcers in this game. Keep in mind, this game came out 24 years ago already. So the ring entrances are not that impressive, except for the video packages, the title drop. Like, for example, in WWF No Mercy for the N64, you don't have those.
Are you scared?
And how the Undertaker's entrance. And he uses Ross' team at the time instead of, I don't know, Limp Bizkit's team. As you notice, Steve Austin also uses his regular team song instead of the Glass Shadows by Disturbed. Which is all because this came out in the late 2000s, but whatever. Maybe they just weren't able to license it on time. Yeah, the cage looks a bit yellowish, I guess. Oops, accidental pinfall. Even it by escaping. No win by pinfall this one, it seems. Shit. Wasn't able to block. You're supposed to press the square button to block, but blocking finishers is always complicated for me. Looks like Undertaker won. Oh well.
Are you scared?
Now let's see a table match. Uh-oh. Oh, yes, I counter it. Yeah. Mechanically, it works fine, really. Not so different from the modern games or the SmackDown versus Raw games. Yeah, one. Powerbomb through a table. Now the I Quit match. As you can see, there's the microphone there. You gotta pick it up, and when you, instead of pinning your opponent, when he's down, you gotta pick it up and then press down in circle, and you shove the microphone in his face, demanding that he says "I quit." First, you gotta beat the shit out of him. You can go in the backstage too. Here near the Titantron, the stage entrance. Oh shit! No, no, don't say I quit. Don't mash every button. Yeah, Kay didn't say I quit. Good Kane, good guy. Another Pumado slam. Retro is a tough son of a bitch in this game, it seems. Kane is pretty tough as well. Oh, he blocked. You know, the gameplay is pretty simple in these older SmackDown games, really. It's very arcadey. You can easily apply moves, grapples. You just press the circle and direction pad and then you grapple them. And it's like I said, it's very arcadish. It doesn't have the backs and force of an actual wrestling match. Oh shit, close line from hell. He's gonna say I quit, isn't he? Oh, oh, no. Now the casket match. Yes, it has a casket match. I miss that match type, really. And like I was saying, the gameplay is fast-paced and simple. But like I say, it's very repetitive and arcadish. It's not very deep. It has a lot of flash, but not so much substance. That isn't to say it's not fun, but really, if you want wrestling games with the actual back and forth of wrestling matches, you're better off playing the Nintendo 64 games or Day of Reckoning series for the Nintendo GameCube or some of the more modern 2K games. Like I have WWE 2K23 and it's a much more and it's definitely not as arcadey and fast-paced as the SmackDown games. Oh shit. Oh, I survived. Oh shit. That's another thing about those SmackDown games. The guy applies his finisher on you, and then a split second later, you just go back to your feet as if nothing happened. No selling. Sadly, that's a problem that has extended to real-life wrestling matches. Everyone wrestles like it's a video game nowadays, it seems. Oh, leg drop. And boom, KO. He's in the casket. Well, no, this is not another steel cage match, no. This is actually Hell in a Cell, which unfortunately in this game it's pretty much just a cage match that you cannot escape. You gotta win by pinfall or submission. So it's just an enclosed cage. I don't know why, maybe because of technological limitations. At the time, remember this game came out 24 years ago already. You grapple by pressing the circle button. You run by holding triangle button. You block reverse by pressing the square button. You strike by pressing the X button. You apply a finisher by pressing the L1 button. Alright, pedigree. That should do it. You gotta pinfall just mash every button, I suppose. Now let's try the season mode. The real season mode is quite interesting to say the least. Why? I'll show you why. Don't think it goes on and on and on. There's a lot of backstage cutscenes. Enter one player. Well, do a season with. You know, looking at the roster of this game, it's quite sad to see that so many people are no longer around. Paul Bearer, Grandmaster Saxay, he's also gone. Chris Benoit, but fuck him, he killed his wife and his son. Crash Holly also has died. China is dead too. Big Bossman is dead. Viscera is dead. Test is dead. He was only 33 when he died. That's my age, like Jesus, that's sad. Alright, I'm gonna do a season. I'm gonna do season 1 with The Rock. Pretty fitting. I suppose that's what I ought to press. Now, The Rock is the WWF champion in this game, so no need to climb up the ranks. Well, I'm not gonna play in the matches I'm not involved with. Wait, what? Instead of just skipping, no, you gotta see these small, well, this screen that lasts for about 7-8 seconds of the game, of the matches getting simulated with health bars, with health bars getting depleted. I mean, this is annoying when you gotta go through a whole card like this. Oh, the star. Now it's time for a cutscene. The cool thing is that you don't just see what happens to your character. You can actually see what happens to other wrestlers in the show. So the season mode in this game actually is quite immersive. You can see what's going on in the whole company, the whole World Wrestling Federation, not just with your character. But yeah, the worst part of the season was really is the skipping through the matches. It should have just been automatic. You press skip, shows the winner and that's it. I don't know why they decided to do it this way. It's really fucking annoying. And there's also the constant loading times, which is also a bit of a slog to go through, but hey.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
If you smell... Alright, let's get on to it. My first match in the season, oh, that's The Rock. You can even see him lifting his eyebrow. And the tattoo is pretty well made, it looks realistic. Well, obviously, graphically speaking, the graphics are quite simple. Again, this game is 24 years old, so you can expect it to look like any of the modern games. Facing one of the Dudley brothers. Devon Dudley. Here is his entrance. The Dudleys are one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history. Loading. Oh man, these loading times are... Alright, match. Even have the Roar giant logo in the middle of the ring. Alright, gonna kick Devon Dudley's ass. And I'll probably change the whole match. Almost got the finisher loaded. Alright, gonna pull the people's elbow. The most electrifying move is sponsored to... Oh, what? Oh, you can... Oh shit, Bubba Ray, his partner. And you can break the people's elbow? Shit, that sucks. Wait, and the referee doesn't ring the bell? You can't just interfere in a regular match like that. Ivan should be disqualified automatically. But apparently it doesn't matter in this game. Oh well, this didn't get me reach a finisher, but nonetheless. Wait, what? That's his opponent in Brock. Why didn't you kick out? I know The Rock lost a lot of matches in his prime, but jeez. Oh well, I guess that's realistic.
Is this on?
Promo in the ring, Triple H. Let's hope it doesn't take 20 fucking minutes, like you often do. If yes, now. Alright, The Rock is going to talk trash. He only says that. Alright, let's finish this. Yeah. And well, another loading tab. Oh, another backstage. Oh, why is Rock on the street with Y2J? What are we going to talk about? Hey, come on now. Wow. What are they going to discuss? Wait, what? I thought you just wanted to talk to him. And now you're just speaking of a fight? Backstage fight, I mean, okay. The movement have finishers stored on each. The background music during matches is pretty cool. There's no commentary, but I don't mind it. Because commentary in wrestling games has historically been pretty lousy and repetitive, so I think just Springer was the first SmackDown game to have commentary, and it was all over the place. Anyway, fast forward, and then I face Triple H. Stephanie comes to his aid, but she doesn't get in the ring. She doesn't have the courage to try and kick The Rock's ass for obvious reasons. So yeah, gonna kick Triple H's ass, I hope. Stephanie just walking back and forth. She's not being much of a help for Triple H. Oh shit. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Yup. Now I'm gonna show you the Creator Rest remote. I'm gonna make a call of myself. Gave myself the hat of Stone Cold Steve Austin's hat. Let's see, what kind of attire will I give myself? Let's see what this game has. Actually, there's a lot of options as far as creating wrestlers goes. A lot of parts, but sadly, you have to play through season mode for a long time to unlock every part. I believe you need to play about 5 or 6 full years of season to unlock everything. At least that's what my research told me. You also can unlock certain wrestlers, like for example, I know I played as Stone Cold I know I played as Stone Cold Steve Austin in the first match of this video, but you gotta unlock him in the season mode, but he's like the first guy you unlocked, and the second one was Shawn Michaels. You can also unlock Billy Gunn and even Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Yes, I'm not kidding, you can unlock them. You just have to use your imagination a bit more in the game that's obviously has graphic limitations due to its age. So this red shirt, I imagine that I'm wearing a Benfica shirt. I love the sound effects of this game, I won't deny it. Well, obviously I'm gonna name myself Cowabunga. I wonder if Kaiser Bunga or Kaiser Cowabunga would make for a good wrestling name. Well, I'm a man, I think. Whose entrance music am I choosing? Now picking the crown signs. Loading every time you go down. It's only for a few seconds, but nonetheless it's a bit of a slot. Obviously gonna use myself Austin Skull. Save the hose. There really are a ton of signs. The roster for a game that came out 24 years ago, it's actually quite impressive. The only thing that's missing is legends, I guess. Austin 316, obviously. And now for the final crowd sign. What's with the boxing glove? Reminds me of Punch-Out. Mike Tyson was in WWE 2 years prior to this game to help promote WrestleMania 14. WWF No Mercy, also made by the same developers. A red fist. Yes, comments? What do you mean? So far in the season mode, no one has asked me a question that that gave me a choice whether it's yes or no. But I guess you will come out later. Okay, so my yes comment will be damn right. And the no comment will be, I guess, hell no. My car must have a strong attitude. Personality. Well, heavy, I guess. Doesn't have any. You can even, and now you can have you can set which kind of relationship you have with each wrestler, whether you're in good or bad terms with them. So yeah, I'm on good terms with Trish Stratus, alright. Go on to be. Come on now. Also, we want to jump to 5 ring. Okay, now select the ability. Gotta allocate points. I always like to create a quite balanced wrestler. And this is just like, pretty much just like the shut your mouth, create a wrestler. You won't be until here comes the point where wrestlers start having actual skill ratings. In the previous games, you really don't know. Just like you don't know which body parts are hurt or not. You never know. You never really know when your character has had enough and he's going to lose. Which makes the first 4 SmackDown games quite unpredictable, intense, and also very arcade-like. And lacking in ring psychology, so powerful. Don't want to be a puny wrestler, but I also am not super duper strong, so no need to go all the way in the powerful department. Technical arm. Submission moves in these older SmackDown games, since there's no submission bar or anything. Basically, you just stare at the screen for a few seconds and hope your opponent taps out, and if he locks in a submission move, just hope for the best that your guy doesn't tap out. Moves. Attack. Attack and hardcore, yeah. Very fitting for the attitude, I would say. Choosing your moveset is pretty cool, since you can actually preview the moves, in case you don't know what they look like. Alright, what am I going to do now? What haven't I done yet? Oh, create a pay-per-view mode. This should be interesting. I mean, I suppose you just create a pay-per-view card and play the matches. Wait, audience ranking? What? Okay, it has a pre-made card, a preset card, but I'm gonna delete it, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna build my own pay-per-view card, my own Attitude Era pay-per-view card. So let's see. Let's see what kind of card I'm going to come up with. Fortunately, the roster is quite deep, so you can make a good pay-per-view with it. Eddie, he was one of my favorites. He died a couple of days before my 15th birthday. Really sad. Okay, so the first match, the opener will be Eddie Guerrero versus Taz. Single match. Sounds like a solid opener. Now the second match, I wonder which it will be. Let's see. Gonna do some sort of special match, I suppose. But what kind of gimmick match will I choose? Nah, just going with a regular singles match. After all. Edge? Yeah, I'm gonna choose Edge, also one of my favorites, versus Test. Yes, a feud between two long-haired guys. A feud between two surfers. There have been sillier feuds in wrestling history, so... Alright, I'm just going to set the main event now, which I think anyone can take a guess with what kind will be in the main event. I mean, really, anyone who has watched Attitude Era can really easily guess what the main event is going to be for my pay-per-view. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, obviously. The rivalry that defined that era. Now the match right before the main event. You know, you might be wondering why I'm not making any title matches, but now you're wondering, can you defend titles in exhibition or in creative pay-per-view? Actually, you can, but you have to check the rankings and you have to be the number one contender in the rankings of the belt divisions. So, okay, but for the main event, you have Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. They fought each other at WrestleMania 21 5 years later, in the year 2005. Since Shawn Michaels had a career-ending injury in 1998 and wanted to go back into wrestling in 2002, much to everyone's surprise. But I wonder if you would have seen Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle in the year of 2000 had he not gotten injured for 4 years. I really love the character select screen, it has a lot of charm to it. But you know, I think later games in the series, especially in Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown versus Raw games, they just replacing the character select screen, their actual pictures with just their game models. It just didn't have the same charm. Okay, now a match between two women, Ivory versus Lita. No, nowadays women's wrestling is a lot more valued by WWE than it was back in the day. Although Trish Stratus did really become a good wrestler after the Attitude Era, and Lita also was a good wrestler, as was Molly Holly and Victoria and Mickie James some years later. So there was some good women's wrestling at the time as well, but mostly it was just diva search contests taking over the Raw Bore Fest, and Brian Pandy's matches, which were bathroom breakers. I mean, as great as it was to see Tori Wilson in underwear, you could just download that from the internet. You didn't need to see that on Raw or SmackDown, filling in airtime, which could have gone to an actual wrestling match. Oh, looks like I messed up in the tag team match. Instead of putting the Hardys against the Dudleys, I mixed them up. Would be funny. Would be funny to see how it would work in real life. Y2J has to be on pay-per-view, of course, another one of my favorites. Versus Triple H. That 2002 rivalry was a scam, really. The WWF looked like a fool. And looks like there's only one match left. Ah, these loading times. Oh, cool, Dudley's loading screen. The Undertaker versus Mankind. Oh, looks like you can play as Paul Bearer. I wonder what kind of moves he has. The Rock. Now the name. Let's come up with a name for the pay-per-view. Obviously not gonna name it SmackDown, because that would be stupid. I'm gonna name it No Mercy. Not really feeling very creative right now, so might as well name it after a real life pay-per-view. Remember when WWE's pay-per-views used to have cool names like No Mercy, Unforgiven, Vengeance, Judgment Day, Bad Blood, Armageddon? Then they became lame, such as Fatal 4-Way, Over the Limit, Extreme Rules, Night of Champions. No, I'm not going to play the pay-per-view, I'm just going to simulate it. Looks like Taz beat Eddie. I'm gonna simulate the pay-per-view because I'm really curious, because something about the audience ranking or something. I really wonder what that's going to look like. Yeah, Jericho's gonna win. Ah, no, I hate it when this happens. It's like they always pull a sudden win when they look like they're going to lose. Oh, Takeri's. See, I told you. Undertaker's health power was depleting faster than Mankind's, but then suddenly things turn around in the last third of the match. So yeah, Lita looks pretty hot here. I want to know. You know, I really missed the times where there was a lot of supply when it came to wrestling games. You had the SmackDown series on the PS1 and PS2. On the Nintendo 64 you had games like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, and on the GameCube you had the WrestleMania 18, 19 and the Day of Reckoning series. Yes, Stone Cold beat The Rock, naturally. Oh. Each match gets ranked, nice. But I wonder what kind of I wonder what the standard they used to, what they based it on. .6%. This is actually pretty cool, but I don't know how it's determined. Looks like one match between The Rock and Undertaker is the highest ranked, made by the CPU. And well, that was created pay-per-view. Well then, what can I say? Now, is SmackDown no role worth playing nowadays? Probably not that much, but it's not exactly a torture to play through. The slow loading times suck. That was par for course back then, so I would check it out if I were you, just to kill an hour or two. And that was the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.